Welcome to the spot. It's time to ignite. Oh yeah. Operation Hangout. The feeling's just right. Chilling with the crew. We're ready to groove. Opinions flying high. Come on, let's move. Woo. Hang out all night long, all night. Laughing and debating, playing our song. Oh yeah. Share your thoughts, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Operation Hangout, let's reach for the sky. Let's fly. Pull up a chair, let's get in the zone. Voices blending smooth like a funky trombone. Oh yeah. Topics from the heart, making us think. With a twist and a shout, raise up your drink. Cheers. Hang out all night long, all night. Laughing and debating, playing our song. Oh yeah. Share your thoughts, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Operation Hangout, let's reach for the sky. Let's fly. Bring it down, shake it up, feel the beat. With every word we share, the circle's complete. Woo. Living loud, think the crowd, that's what we do. Oh yeah. Join the club, come on through, we're waiting for you. Alright. Hang out all night long, all night. Laughing and debating, playing our song. Oh yeah. Share your thoughts, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Operation Hangout, let's reach for the sky. Let's fly. Hang out.
What is going on, everybody? We're back at it with another stream on the live. Welcome to the Spartan SQ Network. The show is called Operation Hangout. I am your host, Ghost of Sparta, aka Peter. I'm waiting for. Oh, he's back already. So, as always, I can't not do this by myself. I got to get him in immediately because he is already wound up with this topic. He is the most interesting man in the world. He is the biggest gigolo in the world. Of course, we're talking about Black David. I love the look of your
Really,
face.
really.
Hey,
Hmm.
yeah, come on, man. It's fun. You're a gigolo, Mr. Pause, Mr. President. You're a gigolo. I gotta give you some kind of nickname.
Yeah, but Juggler won't be because if I was a Juggler, the woman would be pregnant by now.
Oh, Mr. Cockiness, huh?
Now, Bearpaw, Congo of the Mist, King Kong, the Silverback, I can take no kind of name. Yeah, 'cause I'm a big guy.
Uh,
Gigolo? I don't know. I'm not a thought.
they're saying happy face, happy mind. All right, let's start talking about this topic here. I've been thinking about this for a while. If Mario faced off Sonic, who is going to kick whose ass? Because Mario has some kick-ass powers. He has the firepower. He has the mushroom grown big. He has the squirrel. He has the frog suit. he has almost every power for every situation. Let's be honest here. But let's talk about the games. Who actually won that war between those two? That is the other question we have to ask tonight.
Let me just say this.
All right, I'll
This
keep it the floor.
topic, this topic was a high school argument in the 90s. Whoever back in the day who had a Super Nintendo, no, let me rephrase that. Let me go for the beginning. From the Nintendo, from the Super Nintendo, the N64, and so on from the Nintendo side, from the Sega, Sega 2, Sega Genesis, Sega CD, including Sega Dreamcast, the Epic 4 of that one, comes Sonic. The back and forth. Who got a better game? Who got a better processor? Who got a better challenge? It is Super Mario or Sonic the Hedgehog. I'll be honest, it didn't go too well. There's a reason why, EJ, you never see Sonic the Hedgehog in Super Smash Bros. It's not gonna happen. Reason is Sonic too fast for Super Mario. Sonic is way too cocky. Before Mario could let him punch on Sonic, Sonic had to go home, brush his teeth, take a shower, go to the movie, come back. Say, hold on, I forgot something. Go back again, kiss his girlfriend, come back before he allowed to take a punch. That's Sonic ego. If anybody remember the era of the commercial battle was Nintendo versus Sega, know this very, very, very well. They were plaster over on nationwide TV. They were the first rivalry before Apple and Android versus Apple and Windows. It was a big epic battle. When I say it was a video game battle, Super Mario was the mascot for Nintendo. Sonic was the mascot for Sega. That led to the video game war of that time. Now, according to the fan base, it can vary who won that battle based on game sale, based on console sale. And I hope Mr. Paul Bennett knows he is. He the guy who do history research. He may pull out the stat sheet on this. Don't get me wrong, I love Mario. Don't get me wrong. I can't hate on Sonic. Sonic was a cool game, but I know Peter's shaking his head like, what the hell? But I'll be like, well, you ever seen those lines at the game store where they be going back and forth, what to buy what? Some people buy the Nintendo, they heard about
You do understand Sega discontinued their system sales for a
all
reason.
of all because of PlayStation whooped their ass, not Nintendo.
I'm gonna disagree with that. I think Nintendo was winning that war
No, no, no,
after
no, no,
with the
no, no,
64.
no, no, no. The game console war was drastic when Sega came out with their Dreamcast and the
I agree.
PlayStation 2 forced them to give out the white flag. It wasn't Nintendo that whooped their ass. It was PlayStation. PlayStation was a new challenger in the mix. It was mostly Nintendo versus Sega. Before PlayStation said, you know what? Fuck both of y'all. I'm taking this shit. As a first, who was PlayStation mascot? Anyone can remember PlayStation mascot?
I wasn't Crash Bandicoot.
Bingo. And you know what the problem with that one? People think that they were ripping off Sonic in a way.
Hmm.
So I'm aware of this, and I'm a heavy gamer. Yeah, come on, King. I'm sure you remember this back in the '90s on TV. When they had
So
all the commercial, they put Super Mario Brother game on an ice cream truck and put the Sonic game on a drag racer.
he might be too old to remember that.
Oh shit! I did not say. I did not say a word. I'm sorry. You didn't hear from my mouth.
Oh,
Okay.
listen, King's one of my best friends. I'm allowed to talk
I
a little
know
shit once in a
that
while.
that was like gut punch. That was like, ugh.
He's probably laughing his ass off right now, knowing him.
And believe me, I everybody who was school was talking about it. Yo, you see that commercial? See that commercial? You see how Sonic did PlayStation? I mean Nintendo. See, Smith, remember that. Anyone in middle school or high school who watched TV and saw that commercial saw how Sega was dissing PlayStation. They were too slow. Like, and it's all Sega
So
going
hang on.
fast.
I want to give you the numbers. I just looked them up. PlayStation One sold 100 102 million units. 64 did 32 million, and Nintendo, I mean Sega, did only 9.5 million.
Don't do it, PlayStation. PlayStation came in and said, "Fuck both of you. I run
I'm not
this."
saying PlayStation didn't have a big factor in it, dude. I am agreeing with you on that. But
Hmm.
they with a 64, I don't think they had a chance either way.
Here's the problem. Around that time, slowly but they were continuing Nintendo game the game console for kids because they couldn't keep up with Sonic, and Sonic made it math with PlayStation.
Let me ask you this question, Paul. I mean, David. Name 5 games on Sega that are classics that everybody can remember.
Hmm.
And Double Dragon does not count.
Oh shit!
I'll give you Sonic as
Yo,
one. Then you have 4 more.
I know that Sonic is one, but damn, Ninja no. No.
That was only on
Mm.
Sega.
Yo, we might have to do a show on this.
That is my point exactly.
We might
Not
have to do a
only
show on
that,
this.
hang on. Okay, you had Mario, Donkey Kong,
I can remember
Street
Nintendo side
Fighter.
because I played Nintendo too.
Yeah.
There's too
Okay.
many.
The only one I can remember besides Sonic is Mortal Kombat. You know what? I'm gonna do one even. I do you one
Mm.
better. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
do a Google search on that
Mm-hmm.
right now.
Want to come up with both on Sega and PlayStation, but not on Nintendo.
All right, I'm literally gonna tell you. Okay, top 10 games is Street of Rage 2, Sonic, Castlevania,
Hmm.
and Castlevania I won't count because
Golden Axe.
also
See, thank you. Golden Axe. Remember Golden Axe with the Sega game? Yes. Golden Axe with the classic Sega game. I actually love that game.
which one? Oh, Golden Axe.
Golden Axe. Yes. EJ Space Hunter. No, drop the
This is
link
my
for.
point. This is my point. You don't have too many games. You go, wow, I wish I had Sega so I can play that game again.
No, you
But
got a point.
you hear a lot people saying, "Hey, I wish I had my Nintendo. I want to play this X, Y, and
You
Z
no, you're
game."
not. No, you're not lying. Sega was only running on a very few game that would have hit. Golden Axe and Alter Beast. That was Sega. Yo, how would I say? Wasn't the main player,
And
but they
Golden
held the
Axe,
ground.
they had two, one and part two.
And it went to the arcade as well. Cause Godot was so good, it went to the
I don't
arcade
remember
as
the
well.
arcade part. I'm maybe a little too
I
young for
remember
that.
the arcade part; it was
No
a little more
offense,
difficult to play.
but I'm going through this game list right now. I'm going to show a screen because I'm not going crazy. This is a Google search. There's nothing like hardcore. If you see the games here, you have Mortal Kombat, um, Shubin 2, 3. Okay, again, most of these games I don't remember. Uh,
Hold on, Golden Axe 2 is there. I see that. Monster
Tommy
World,
G-
yes, I remember that. Contra,
Seriously.
Shining Force 2. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, Shinobi with the game for Sega. But here's the joke, Val. Shinobi ended up being taken and made to Ninja Gaiden for PlayStation.
But my point is trying to get to still,
You're
we
right.
excuse me.
You are right. You are right. Fantasy Star would have made the game too. Yeah, you're right, EJ. It was.
Yeah. So tell me seriously in the chats, guys. Tell me, remember at least would you ever go, man? Except Sonic, man. I still have my. I wish I had my Sega. I want to play
It's
this
hard.
game again after all these years.
It's hard. I'm sorry. It's hard. Anybody from the 90s, either you were in middle school or you in high school, and you were the gamer, need to be answering these questions.
Yeah. Also, guys, the link is in the chat. Your camera must be on, and your mic has to be on. Obviously, helps kind of. So join us if you like to have a part of this conversation. The David's going to lose the argument tonight.
No, and I say I was for Sega. I'm telling you right now, when you had this Sonic versus Super Mario,
Mm-hmm.
it all go down to the sales. With
Now, argue
Mascot
my
on
bed about
the
that.
console,
Go ahead, David. Finish your saying.
with Mascot was able to draw more money for the commercial though, because I'm not gonna lie, that commercial was damn well dirty. It would have even I was in high school, we were all joking about it. How in the world would they put PlayStation? No, not PlayStation, Nintendo on an ice cream truck? Like seriously, seriously. Anybody, if you got a chance to go on Google, go to YouTube, look up the Mario versus Sonic commercial battle, where you see Sonic will put it on a drag racer, and Super Mario Bros. Will put it on an ice cream truck. That was a low blow in marketing. That's how you know people when it comes to marketing, they know how to be very vicious about it. And Peter, you have to agree. When you saw that commercial, what were you thinking?
Honestly,
Yeah,
that was cool.
they were cool, but it felt like a major sting on Nintendo. Like, yo, sorry Nintendo, but yo, that was they play ya. That's what it was. But how would I say this? Sega made a mistake. They put too much emphasis on Sonic alone. And just like you said, there haven't been a lot of iconic games besides Sonic or Golden Axe or the very select few that we can remember that was a hit for Sega. But on Nintendo, give them their props. They had too many hits. Way too many hits.
They had a lot of hits, more than a few, too many. Think about it. How many? How many can you think off your head?
A good solid 30 I can think of. But to the channel of the console, it was more questionable. From Nintendo to the Super Nintendo
Okay,
to the Game
you
Boy.
have Mario. You
Hmm.
have Donkey Kong.
Hmm.
You have Zelda.
Hmm.
You have Mega Man.
Hmm.
You have Mario Kart.
Hmm.
That's only a few. You have Pokemon.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to count Pokemon because Pokemon is in the
You got
'90s.
Tetris.
You got Treacherous. That's a was Treacherous on Nintendo or was it on a Game Boy? I can't remember that one.
Nintendo. It was on the Game Boy. They later they had it on Nintendo.
Metroid.
Metroid. Metroid was also iconic.
Uh, trying to think of
Yoshi, the spin-off on Mario, had its own game too.
that's a good example.
Castlevania.
I won't count Castlevania because we're on both systems. I'm talking
Oh,
about
that's true.
games that are on
That's true.
only on
Yeah,
each
you're
system.
right. You're right. You're right.
So like that's why I'm not counting Battletoads. They were on both systems. I can't count Double Dragon because they were both on both systems. That was a rare occasion when that happened. Kirby,
I
there's
mean,
another one right there.
okay.
So you're already at what, 6 or 7?
Hmm.
So tell me, how did Sega slash Sonic beat that war? Like you keep saying, I want to hear this.
That's a good question.
I I am already telling you the numbers of the games. They have more AAA blockbuster games,
Hmm.
but Sega didn't
Mm.
have that many. I mean, Sega had the hardware. I give them credit. It wouldn't do. They really had the hardware. That's
Hmm.
why it kept them alive for as long as they did. But they didn't have anything like,
What about wrestling games?
wow.
What about wrestling? Which game was more taught to one console? Because you did put WTW NWO Revenge, WrestleMania 2000,
And both are great goddamn games. Don't get me wrong.
and
They're both.
I remember I played this on Nintendo more than anything else. The wrestling WWE WrestleMania was more on Nintendo side. Yeah, Super Play Action Football on Nintendo. Duck Hunt,
Oh, that's another one. But honestly, that's not in the top list. I'm very surprised.
the other two.
It's a reason probably why it wasn't top list. Who knows why? But that's a whole different story.
Mm,
Um, you know what? I think it wasn't top list because people didn't just go out and buy it. It came with a system.
the other two.
You know what I'm saying?
But later on, when it comes to the Nintendo side of things, there was always that expansion that come along with the shooting game that we having. Nintendo was heavy on that at one point.
Yeah.
But again, their prop dude, they were the only one who give the type of different controller for different games. And to this day, they still do it.
So let me see a little more here. Hang on a second. DuckTales, another one. Tyson Punch Out. Who does not
Mm,
remember that?
that was a
Dragon
popular.
Warriors.
That was a popular game. The Dragon Ball to Nintendo exclusive.
So this is my point. The gaming stuff only. I know we're supposed to talk about Sonic and Mario, but we cannot let's not skip the subject about who won the console war between those two. I really feel like after the numbers I'm reading you off, David, and the gaming stuff they have, how can you say here and tell me Nintendo? I mean, Sega lost because of PlayStation. I think they lost because of Nintendo more than anything. They're already struggling.
Let's put it in real perspective. The game console war wasn't a two-way battle. It ended up being a three-way battle. Just like Nintendo have a lot of its own personal hit games. Sadly, PlayStation did the same too. PlayStation had their own too. For example, Metal Gear Solid. Who will not realize that was a killer game? Need for Speed, Midnight Club. They got too many iconic games that were meant for on one console only. Yeah, Nintendo hold their own. They were able to stay above the water because they had their
Okay,
own
I
hit.
want to ask everybody a question really fast in the chats. As a kid, who had Nintendo and who has Sega? I want to get back to the 2 seconds. I want to ask David a question as they're answering the
Go
questions.
ahead.
How many people do you remember saying, "Dude, I really want a Sega"? 2 people. How many people you remember saying, "Man, I want a Super Nintendo. I want a Nintendo. I want a fucking Nintendo more than anything," and they
Too
used to throw
many.
fits.
Too many.
That's my point,
Too
David.
many.
So let's get into the questions really fast.
The thing is, the marketing make it look like Sega was winning, but wasn't actually the truth. Nintendo was holding their own because they had a lot of hit games.
They had not only some, a lot of hit games. They kicked
Um,
ass. Let's be honest here,
they,
dude.
they did kick ass until PlayStation came in and messed up the whole thing for them. They could have been the king.
That's because of Nintendo's fault.
You're right.
So let's do a little history lesson, guys. So everybody who doesn't know, Nintendo went to Sony saying, "My dude, I want a CD drive on my next system. We got you." They develop it, they had it running and everything. Right before a couple months, right before I got dropped, all of a sudden, you hear them working with Panasonic, I think was it,
Hmm.
and they dropped to 64. They literally almost shit their goddamn pants. All the money they just dropped building a system, designing it, doing everything. You know what? Fuck you, they said to him. We're going to take all of them we just designed and just rename it PlayStation. And ladies and gentlemen, the PlayStation has been born after that. Am I wrong, David, in my history?
You're not really wrong, but the designer counts with a factor.
Eric, you're my video game history guru. Am I wrong what I just said? My little summary of history lesson. Because, and this goes to the research tab, what is the biggest impact on both gaming history from Mario and Sonic? Go ahead.
Hmm. That's a very good question. What the? Hold on. My camera did something stupid.
Yeah, I can see you in black.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the key.
You're good now.
Now that I'm thinking about it, there were too many factors. How and why would be that PlayStation had a much better hardware spec than that of Nintendo. Game wise and development, Sony had an edge over Nintendo, even though they helped design their GameCube, which was awkward looking. No offense.
The GameCube, you didn't like how it looked?
Mm, It wasn't like that. Oh, I gotta have the GameCube. It didn't come off that way. It was cool.
Not a lot. Ever since the Super Nintendo, maybe 64, a lot of people are not going, man, I want a Nintendo. I want this. I want. No.
But the N64 controller was awkward. Pull up the picture of the game console and the controller. You see what I'm talking about? Pull it up.
Hang on a sec.
The
Asshole.
N64 before the GameCube, the Nintendo GameCube. The N64 was still cartridge, but the controller was awkward. When you find a controller pulled up the screen, you mean what I'm talking about. It was people were talking about it like, yo, like how you get used to it? Like, it's alright, but some people will defend the controller after a while. N64, that's GameCube.
Oh, 64. I'm sorry. I thought you said GameCube.
And no, GameCube was trying to fix the mistake they made on the N64 controller. Look at the N64 controller. Tell me how you play with that.
So you do have a very good point. So you always played with the middle part right here. So you always
Yeah,
played it like that, not like that. Like
yeah, it was kind of awkward.
at times, yes. And when you had to use a D-pad, and not a lot of games use a D-pad, if you remember correctly.
I
The
remember.
few games that play used it, it was like Zelda was up here, like you assign different things
Hmm.
there. That's all I can remember for the D-pad. um,
But overall, for a lot of games, it started to feel awkward. So GameCube was supposed to quote unquote fix the mess that the N64 had.
but 64 also had the first time four players can play at once at home
Hmm.
before the online gaming. That is, I actually think 64 was the first step to online gaming. If I'm not mistaken, right, David?
It was more PlayStation they had the extra adapter.
No, no, I mean the four player thing.
The four-player thing was the first of its kind for Nintendo, all under one console. You don't have to buy anything extra. That is correct. But PlayStation had the option for that a long time ago.
Let me ask you a question. Did you like the system how it looked versus the GameCube?
The N64 game console was still sellable more than the GameCube.
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure the numbers on that, to be honest with you. But yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
like
Let me
look at
ask
the
you this
number.
question, and then we're gonna move to the next subject. So when it come down to today's game system, Sonic.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm sorry, not Sonic. The Nintendo Switch versus PlayStation 5 and Xbox and all that stuff.
Mm,
Do you hear a lot of people going to you, "Hey, I want a Switch"?
Hold on. That's not a fair question. It is not. Mm, 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 mm.
I think it's a very fair question. Why is not?
Let me tell you why. This particular issue hurt Nintendo in a huge way and forced them in a category that it took them years to this day to think and break out of. They started from the N64 days. A lot of the games they were pushing out were feeling more kid related, not teenager, adult related kind of games, right?
It's still hard to this day.
From N64 day, we went from N64 to GameCube, to GameCube to what we almost close to have today, right? Fine. PlayStation had a broader category to mess with. What is only kid game, but they made game for all type of people
Oh,
that
which
was
system?
given. But to compare PlayStation 5 to the Switch, it's like comparing who would I compare this one? Wait. Godzilla versus Bigfoot.
Okay, keep going.
And we have to say that the amount of improvement that PlayStation had did from PlayStation 1 having been leap and bound. Trying to figure out from what to be the next best game system that allowed to play the high level formatted game with better graphics, with better processing speed, so on and so forth. That have been PlayStation memo for the longest. Nintendo barely catch up. Well, based on what they were going through, they already got labeled. You look at their lineup now, right? Remember, I'm gonna get them to drink. Look at their lineup. Everything about their game system say they only make games that mostly cater to kids and kids only. They're barely any game that adult related games. You have to look at that. No, the thing is, I was a game console junkie, and you know how you be like one person to go to the game store every now and then and look at the price of all the game consoles they have out there, and you start to wonder, like, what would the best game system that to pick? We want to have the best games, and boil down to what games are available. PlayStation always end up being number one, but before PlayStation, it was Nintendo that was number one.
All right, hang on a second. One
That
second.
was
I'm
the
going to answer
issue.
your question. You said, ask me, who sold more, 64 or GameCube? Actually, 64 sold more, 32 million units versus 21 million units.
Oh, GameCube sold more than N64.
No, the other way around.
Oh, N64 sold more units than Game. Didn't I tell you GameCube was kind of awkward? The N64 was cool. It's just that the way the controller it when contemplating other games, it became a problem.
Hmm.
Don't get me wrong. The best game to play on the N64 at that time was the X-Men game.
For which
E-
system?
For the N64,
Okay.
it was the X-Men game and Golden Gun.
Oh, you mean GoldenEye?
No, James Bond game, Golden Gun.
I don't remember Golden Gun. I remember GoldenEye.
No, I remember that game too. But there was a James Bond game on N64 called Golden Gun. And the funny thing
Okay.
about that game, you can play it among your friends. What was so messed up about it that we were all, it's almost like a pre-Halo day.
That one I
But
remember was GoldenEye. And that was like a pre pre Call of Duty kind of thing.
EJ said he had no issue with the N64. I'm not saying everybody had issue, but certain games became awkward to play with the N64 controller. There was no issue with the N64 controller. It just how you want to put this? What was that gaming channel we had that first came out? That was a channel for gamers and computers before and
E3 was it?
yeah, and the commentator will talk about how when it comes to the best comfortable controller, who had the best comfortable controller? It wasn't the N64. Because when
Okay.
it comes to comfortability after long hours of play, it started to get to you. That was the issue with N64. N64 had a great, good looking console. But the controller after a while started to look kind of awkward when it comes to the feel. When GameCube came out, it wasn't all that great. People still had their N64 before they don't think about turning it in to get the game on the GameCube. But PlayStation, it became that one, particularly getting hit after hit after hit after hit.
Mm-hmm.
And according to EJ, he totally correct. Metal Gear Solid, I played that bad boy.
That
That game
was
was
a good game.
addictive. Spy with a Dragon? Ooh, that's another one. WCW's Thunder? Come on. I'm not the only one. If you're watching this show, if you're watching the rerun, I want you, when you get the chance to get it on the Spartan AQ Network or my channel, TB and Tech Talk, put in the comment section, what was your go-to game console during the 90s?
All right, let me ask you another question, David. Before we get stuck on this, because we've been already stuck on this for a while. Sonic had a cartoon. Mario had a cartoon. Which one do you think was better?
Sonic.
Why Sonic?
Production-wise, cartoon-wise, it was better. Mario, it was kind of like okay after a while. There was some area of letdown in between when they're making the
David,
production.
just a warning. Eric is gonna kick your butt because he's yelling at you right now.
Okay, Eric, I won't call you EJ, 'cause I told EJN 2012. I didn't call you EJ. I'll call you Eric going forward. My bad.
Yeah, EJ.
Your username is EJN, so I'll call you EJ. That's in short for EJN 2012.
But anyway, get back to what you were saying.
Am I, what I was saying based on the game console or the game? It was the game,
The
right?
show, the shows.
Oh yeah, the show. The Sonic show was more production wise. It had a better feel and better storyline. Don't get me wrong, the
Mm-hmm.
Mario Brother anime cartoon was pretty good after a while. But if you ask who had
Which
more
one? The question is.
adaptation more than anything else, it was Sonic.
Sonic's show,
Even to this
cartoon, or whatever you
day,
want to call it, it still plays to this day, but not the same original one, of course. There's
no,
so many
there's
different kinds
multiple
out
different
now.
versions of Sonic cartoon. And that to show how it would know how just like the Transformer, how many adaptations when Transformer went through, just like GI Joe. How many adaptations that one went to? Let's go to what we did before the pack conversation. Voltron, hello. Sonic felt in that same category. What was so cool, what was good, there was many more different adaptation of it compared to Mario Brothers.
So you had the first show that came out with Sonic was Sonic of Adventures of the Sonic the Hedgehog. The second one was Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic on the Ground. And I thought it was pretty cool on the ground. I'll be honest with you.
That was cool.
Sonic X, Sonic Boom, Sonic Prime, and Knuckles. That is still playing to this day. I
And
think.
most of those on Netflix. But I want
Yeah.
Sonic Prime. You didn't hear Mario Prime, did you? No, you don't hear no Mario Prime. They did that to my Mario movie. That was just it.
God, that's not even a movie.
Oh shit.
Let's
I
be
didn't
honest,
say
dude.
you hear what he just said? No, I'm sorry. You hear what he just said? He said it's not a movie.
How can you consider that a movie,
My
dude? Seriously.
my kids like it, but I was trying to like it, but I was like, and he just went like shit on it today. He said it's not a movie. So
So I'll get to it in 1 second. I'm not even done there. Well, that's the next topic we're going to. Hang on. I got a fit to throw here. But with the Sonic, Mario, you had Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario World. I don't know if you could consider Super Mario World as a single cartoon because it was with a different cartoon. It was like two in one kind of thing. The Captain something game. Then you had the Adventures of Super Mario Brothers, King Cooper's cartoon, Brook Bounds. It was all combination of stuff. There was never except one or two cartoons that always stuck together. But here's my issue with the Mario show cartoon now.
mhm,
Where is it today?
told you.
Like seriously, I'm still trying to figure what happened to it. I'll give it credit. The Super Mario World with a anime slash real action and Super Mario World, they wasn't bad. It was actually really good for the time.
They even did a live action movie of Super Mario Brother.
A movie, you mean?
A live action.
Yeah, a movie. You talking about? Yeah, we're going to the next hot movie topic next.
Oh Lord.
All right,
At
let
least
me
you don't see a
bring the
live
sleeves
action.
up.
Oh yeah, they did a live action of Sonic. Now they got three. I was just about to say that, and I did caught myself like, no, there's three live
Hang on. The
action.
cartoon, the movie, the first one. If you're a kid, it is really good. But as an adult, and you know the story, I'm gonna puke. It's not. I don't want to say it's horrible. It's not really that horrible, but it's not the greatest movie ever. So, how many years did we wait to make the second one? Another movie, David? And actually, Eric, answer that question for me. How many years did we
Oh
wait
bro,
till we get
bro.
another Super Mario Bros. From the 80s? But we had Sonic. Sonic did not make a movie like everybody else did in the 90s and 80s. They not even the 2000s, the 2020s. They waited. Their first one was good. Yeah, I'll give them credit. But they got backlash at first. Remember? Remember the backlash before the movie came out? You don't remember, David? David?
I can recall, but you mean a Mario movie or the
No,
Sonic movie?
there's the Sonic movie. Well, before the Sonic movie came out, what was the backlash? Do you remember?
Oh, it was looking kind of freakish. The fur, they had to retouch it. 'Cause it was looking kind of
They redid
off.
the whole fucking thing, bro.
It wouldn't look like Sonic. It looked like Sonic got jabbed with some steroid. I'm Sonic on dope. I'm doping.
Even this guy?
Oh yeah, that was looking weird. It was not looking like Sonic. Looking like Sonic distant cousins.
Yeah, and that's what. And then they read it to this. So here's
I
my thing
remember
with
that
that.
one. It was all over TV.
They got fucking ass fucking right about that. They excuse me.
Hold
Excuse
on.
me.
Not going
Go
on a
ahead.
side note. Eric, not EJ, threw a jab. Gargoyle and Mighty Mac were beating the Mario Brother cartoon in ratings, especially the Gargoyle.
How so? Explain that.
Watch wise,
I'm too young to remember exactly what you mean.
watch wise. We come to like some of the best show at that time. When Gargoyle came out, it became a popular thing that it toy sale out was going high on God instead of Mario Brother when they had the cartoons. Mighty Mac was cool, but they were using Mighty Mac to kind of like how would I say it? Slowly push Mario Brother because wasn't doing too well, which is rating with
Hmm.
the kids. And don't get me wrong, Mighty Mac was kind of a little annoying. A baby who pretend to be a baby but actually some smart ass baby. You got a two robot. You got a robot and some weird alien toy, and he can put it to get all kind of magic kind of thing.
Okay.
I think that what it was. But
Let's get back on
production
topic
wise,
of thing
it's
here,
always been an
dude.
issue. Okay.
All right. So you have three Sonic game movies, two Mario,
Mhm.
one. The last one wasn't bad. Let's be honest.
No,
But
it
his
wasn't bad.
fucking voice, bro. His voice.
No, the voice wasn't okay.
No, what?
It
Are you
wasn't
on
bad.
drugs again?
I'm not on drug. I'll be honest. The voice wasn't okay. It was like all right. The only thing I hate to say it may sound how you wanna say it, vicious or vindictive.
Oh shit.
The only thing
This
I
is what we
enjoy
do.
about that new Mario movie that he was being bitch slapped by Donkey Kong.
I'll give you credit for that one. Actually, I can't give you. I can't tell you to shut the fuck up yet.
No,
Um,
no, you have to agree with me on that one.
I
The
do. I
the
do agree with that. That's the fucked up part. That was a good part of it. You know what?
you see
You've reached
you
your
see.
limit on talking. Shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry. Any adult parent who went to the movie theater with their kid to watch that movie was like, ugh. What do you find in the movie until you see Donkey Kong bitch slap Mario? You were like, yes, finally
So
something came came to
I
me sense.
actually watched it on my 85 inch on Prime, I think it was, and and I watched it because I wanted to see nostalgia. I was seeing it was any good. When I saw like, oh, he got bitch slapped to Kangaskhan Khan to Sperm Town. He became sperm again after it was done. But
but
my
that's a,
thing I could not get over
but
is the fucking voice, bro. Because it didn't sound like Mario. It sounded like some guy, regular guy. Like,
that's what I'm saying. It was
me,
all right,
Mario.
but I wasn't feeling it. But like I said, the SmackDown was the only entertaining part of the movie. To any adult, they will fully agree with me. It's like I'm gonna say, thank you, Donkey Kong, for bitch slapping this character. 'Cause I was not feeling him that way. I felt the same way you feel when you were smacking. I feel like I should have been doing that myself before you do it for me. Am I wrong?
No, Groot.
Haha, very funny. Don't start. But as a movie collectively speaking, it's sad that the only thing entertainment with the main character ass whooping that you were receiving.
Hmm.
That said a lot.
Yeah, David, I'm not arguing that. Like, only my issue was the fucking voice. It was a good movie overall, I thought.
It's okay.
At least they learned the lessons from the last one. They did not make a live action one.
Good.
Kind of.
That was good.
Let's be honest, it wasn't as good as the other ones.
No, it wasn't. But graphically, why they really stepped up though.
Absolutely. They did step out a
Yeah,
lot from the last one. I give them credit for that. Yeah.
forgive me,
So,
guys. I'm drinking Gatorade with Red 5 hours energy to keep me awake. I haven't got no sleep in a while, so I'm trying to. So I can't say I'm doping, but it's like I'm juicing.
who was the voice actor? I can look it up actually, Eric. I'm not positive. But before we move, before I do that, I want to ask David a question. Let me see. What am my question?
Could it have done better with the
Which
movies?
game do you
Yeah.
think from Sonic and Mario has a better modern to modern version of the game today?
Wow, 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 wow. I had to go down to Sonic.
Why Sonic?
The last few games they did Modern Warfare, it was better produced, better put together,
Time
better.
out. Eric, it was Chris Pratt who did Sonic's voice. Go ahead, David.
It was better produced, better put together, better graphics. It was very fast as well, but it was also challenging. As to the latest Mario game, it's kind of turn off shit. But it felt like it would be a challenge. What to say? It wasn't. Was it the last game? Sonic Frontier? That was the last game on Sonic side.
I'm gonna look it up in 1 second. I don't remember. To be honest with you.
That's a much better game. I played
All
Sonic
right.
Racing on the PlayStation, but in some way, I had to give it credit to Mario Kart have better racing dynamic than that of Sonic to a certain degree, but not by a margin. That's just me.
This year, no, last year, October 25th, Sonic X Shadow Genesis came out.
Hold on.
So go ahead, David. In the meantime, we're gonna take a little song break till David gets back. I don't think he knows he's on mute.
Welcome to the spot. It's
Or
time to ignite. Oh yeah, Operation Hangout. The feeling's just right.
Forgive me.
Feeling
My
with
kid was making noise, and I was asking who be volunteered to get the size 13 with no lubrication, no Vaseline jelly.
you know you're on live air saying this, right? You don't kill your kids.
Could I make it noise in my head? I want to get on I want to get on my pie, Steve Austin style.
Let's get back on topic here, dude. You're getting sidetracked once tonight.
Oh,
Um,
they know when I'm on the podcast, they like to do this all the time. So I want to do Austin 316 on their behind. If you want me to do that, give me a hell yeah.
Grandpa.
You got joke now? It's a good thing there's no speaker for them to hear that. Because if you did, and they were laughing with that joke, or you hear me doing a Austin 360 on them, each one of them.
Okay, Grandpa. If you want, you can borrow my mom's cane in her walker. Yeah, no fucking
Don't
say
mind,
anything
don't,
about
don't
that.
mind my host. Don't mind my host, okay?
Um, So, so I can't keep a fucking straight face right now. You know you still on mute, dude.
Peter, Peter got no kid. He just got his mom to get on his nerves. I got three knucklehead on this side.
Technically, I do have a son, you know.
A dog don't count.
Yeah, fuck you, he does. I'll make sure he shits on your fucking bed when he come over.
If they were all dogs, I'll put them in a cage that will keep their mouth shut. That would be
I
cool.
hate people when I do that. I
But
can't.
these are autonomous, annoying knuckleheads. They know their dad and class grandpa on the podcast, but they feel so entitled to this. They want to go
See,
off the street and take you
you
on the
even call
behind.
yourself grandpa. You even call yourself grandpa. So David, explain it one more time. Why do you say the modern version of Sonic you feel like better versus Mario?
When they produced that game, it was more modernized, but was more challenging. They put more of a challenge, whereby they put a lot of interesting feature into it. Compared to Super Mario, where it's almost like it felt kind of kiddyish.
Okay.
Yet it still had the nostalgia feel when back in the day when you had the Super Mario. But if you got to think about it, it's more on the kiddie side of things.
Okay.
Sonic Frontier, it didn't feel kind of kiddie. It felt like something was more of a challenge.
So I don't know if you play the new Super Mario Brothers Adventures, whatever it's called. It was made for the Switch. That game was actually pretty good.
There's a lot of games that made for the Twitch when it's been operated when you plug into the dock and into the TV, it becomes much clearer and we have a better graphic.
Oh, I'm
Like,
sorry, it wasn't a Switch. Originally, it was for the Wii. I'm sorry.
okay, the Wii, when you had two Wii, you get a Wii. That used to be a joke back then.
I fucking hated that system.
Why? Because you had two controllers, you had to.
I had to get up, jump up and down the house like a fucking monkey.
You feel like you were under almost Frida command again when you were playing the Wii? Come here, monkey.
You've reached your limit on talking. Shut the fuck up.
But no, seriously, Dave, I really felt that game
Let me
was
be, let
pretty
me
good.
let me be real with you right now. Now you got me all worked up. The Wii indirectly was a secret weapon for people who run a nursing home to keep the elderly in check because it
Okay.
became the highest aesthetic. This has never been done for any game console, and you have to agree with me on this. Which other game console beside the Wii was mostly sold to nursing homes? I'll sit and wait until you can give me that answer. Beside the Wii,
I don't know.
you ain't gonna find it. It was all over the news that somehow some of those interacting game with the Wii control everything was keeping the elderly occupied heavily. They were playing all kind of games. They were getting their workout on. They were getting their activity on. They were feeling young again through the Wii. So indirectly, Nintendo secretly made a deal to almost every nursing home across the country.
Okay.
If you ask me, from my point of view, ain't that like called robbing the elderly? Come on, Peter. You, I know it was all over the news. You were like, really? And if you're not thinking about it in a marketing way, in a business kind of way, it's almost like saying they tend to find a unique way of saying we will still be alive. We got other customers that you cannot even touch that belong to us now. Yeah. Beside the kids. No, I had to think outside the box. When I saw that move, the first came to my mind, you bitch ass nigga. You knew you cannot compete with PlayStation. Your only way out was to, you know what? It's still a sale.
Okay, let me ask this question on a personal level. Sonic wise, who was your favorite character?
On what?
Just Sonic, Tails, Knuckles.
Uh,
Who?
on an, mine was always had been Sonic and Shadow. They're like mirrors of themselves.
So originally, kid wise, I was a Tails and Knuckles.
That'll be obvious for kids.
But when I grew up, yeah, I believe I grew up. That's scary. I actually like Shadow because he's a badass in the end of the day.
He was a badass, but he was a more responsible badass compared to the freelance, unaccountable badass Sonic. If you think about it, Sonic, I hate to say this, someone was saying it, I have to agree with them. Sonic and Shadow were just like a equivalent of Goku and Vegeta.
Hmm. You really going there?
Somebody tell me that I was like, I first I didn't want to believe that. You gotta look at it. Look how they go about. It. Look at their color thing. I was like, no, it doesn't match. But I see where you're going with this. Cause personality, why it felt that way. But it is what it is. So I'm not too surprised about that.
Now, do you consider the game RPG?
What game again?
Those games, do you consider them RPGs?
Role playing game. That's a good question. Mario almost lay heavy into that area of RPG. Sonic, somewhat of a quest like content. I'm not too sure. You know,
Sonic, I would
that's a
say, is
good
more a role
question.
playing game.
That is a good question. 'Cause now that I can look back, I was like, I'm looking at the game feature and fuck down. Like, wait a minute, was it the RPG wise, or was it like, yo, good question. I felt Mario was more so like that most of the game they had.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I think, oh, yes, it had to be, yeah, it had to be the Mario more almost like RPG wise. It had to be.
Okay, let me ask
That
this question.
the fact that got me stumped thinking about like, yo,
I got a better one for you. Face off. 101 Mano versus Imano. They both get all the powers they want. They have their coins, their firepower, whatever. 3 rounds, 5 minutes each.
are you telling me you want Sonic to waste his time to bitch slap Mario when Donkey Kong was bitch slapping him already? Or what's going to happen? He'll be speed around just slapping him in the cup like.
You're missing one major point there, buddy.
I am making a danger point.
You're missing a
Supersonic
point.
or Ultrasonic, when he got all the gem in him, he's lightning fast.
But if Sonic bitch slaps him when Mario has his firepower,
That if he
He
can
burns his
time it.
fucking hand.
That if he can time it.
Let's say he has the firepower. All right. He grabbed it. Then as he's grabbing it, Sonic transforms. Now what?
The fire party help him when King Kong bitch slapping him.
You're an asshole.
Get it, God. I'll tell you, no disrespect, I played that scene over 20 times.
But
I
you
would,
know, it
I
makes
would
you
in
wonder.
my head, I was saying Donkey Kong, you could have done a little bit more. You could have you could have said, "Hey, give me some powder." Pah! Now that would have been iconic though. Okay, the fact that he had to get an order, he called for an order and he was bitch slapping Mario so bad. Mario being son. I understand family friendly, all right, Eric, but this is Mario versus Sonic. They didn't care about family friend when they put a little ad on TV. That's trying to shit on Mario. Don't take me for this.
So,
Active
which
marketing department.
okay? Let me ask you this question: which one you think that it has done better over the generations?
Sonic.
I disagree. I think Mario did better. Think about it. Think what I'm saying. How many people? How many kids still go out and buy Nintendo for Mario only?
You got a point.
How many kid? How many stuffed dolls do you see of Sonic around the stores or toys?
Barely. Don't I know I do the same. I give it that.
Even after the game, I mean the movie. I'm not saying Sonic does not hold a good value against Mario. I'm not saying that. I think they're both equally good at a certain point. You know what I'm saying?
But take my word I just said earlier before.
What, you're a
Sonic
grandpa?
no. I'm gonna be a grandpa. At least Sonic not a kid like Mario. Like I was saying, Sonic was more catered to the teenage and to the adult demographic.
What, Sonic?
But yes,
Oh yeah, I agree 100%.
Mario more catered to the kids. When it comes to catered to the kid, and you still have new young kids that were more approachable to the Mario franchise than that of the Sonic franchise, that still remained the same. Sonic transcends from being a kid, from kid to teen adult area. So not all the time it matters to have toys. You might have to merch, maybe, or toys. That the thing is, this Mario and Sonic relationship kind of thing, it's weird.
I'm gonna throw a
Because
monkey
when they
wrench
first
in
no,
the
because it is
conversation.
when they first started, it was head to head. They were in the same category. But as time progressed, Sonic in some way matured,
Hmm.
went to a different division. Mario never left that division.
So here's my thing with this. I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench to this. What happened if Sonic and Mario had a team up? Just think what I'm saying to you, David. What happens if the little blue devil and that fat little Italian motherfucker teamed up? Think about it, David. David, you right?
I don't think you understand that. I don't, I'm trying to be
Process it, right?
rational. You got my brain thinking heavy. Like
Well, that's
there'll be a
what I
conflict.
feel.
There'll be a conflict of ego.
But Mario doesn't have an ego, really.
Really,
Mario has a big
Hold on,
stomach. That's his problem.
hold on. He got a big stomach. Even though he got the inventable star, he still cannot outrun Sonic's.
True.
You think that'll be a big flex to Sonic and his
For
ego?
the star power?
The star power not gonna help Mario to be faster than Sonic. It will not.
No, I'm not. I never said it would. Did I now?
No. But that would display the standard of ego flexes. That would more likely, they're going to go to team up.
Okay, you know what? You know, Eric came with a great idea now. Bad guys. Let's talk about that for a second here. Who has the better bad
Okay.
guys? Because you're smoking there, and I don't think you smoke. Think about it. Who do you think had the better bad guy, David?
Hold on. Now you gotta be
I got you worked up, didn't I? What the hell are you doing?
calculating the villain on both sides. You got me thinking about it now. I'm like, okay, Sonic got Mr. Eggman, and who else is also gonna be considered to be a villain? And I'm like, no. I said, no, let me put on this side. Let me do Mario on this side, and this count. Uh, and the question: who got a better villain?
Yeah, who's the best villain right now?
Oh man.
You know what? I'll let you think of that. Give me 1 second. I got something to show you.
You gotta be on Mario's side, cause you got me. I hate these type of questions. You got me stumped. I'm thinking like, yo, how
I
do you
got
judge
It's
this?
Sonic by a mile.
Mario vs. Sonic. Who wins?
This is the most obvious answer on the planet. It's Sonic by a mile.
Don't give me that.
Mario is like a 5'2" plumber. What does he have on a super fast hedgehog?
He's got power-ups.
No, he can't even get to him before Sonic beats him up.
If you watch the Mario movie, you know Mario finds a way, no matter what.
And Sonic finds Chaos Emeralds and turns into Super Sonic. What's gonna happen then?
He gets the Superstar. Superstar beats Supersonic every time.
But the Superstar power lasts for such a short amount of time.
That's all he needs.
No, Sonic can outlast that easy.
Mario's got Luigi if he needs backup. Who does Sonic got? Tails?
Tails can fly. What can Luigi do?
Luigi's got a vacuum. We'll suck him right up.
And then he'll get Knuckles, and Knuckles can destroy everybody.
I'll bring in DK. DK beats Knuckles.
Well, just wait until Shadow turns good and becomes Hyper Shadow.
Mario vs. Sonic. Who wins?
Go ahead, David.
See that? You see the argument right there? You see the argument right there?
I know it
What
is.
did I
That's why I showed
say?
you it.
What did I say? They thought he got a superstar. Sonic don't have to get supersonic with the camera. He can let Mario get the superstar, run circle around him, make him burn himself out. When he burned out, that bitch slapping him like, "Hey, how you about to whoop your ass? And you want me to whoop your ass after that? Like, ain't that unfair to you? Like, no, seriously. We all watched it. He got owned. He got bitch slapped. He got schooled. He got mollywop. And he wants to fight with Sonic. And Sonic will bring that up and say, why do you want to fight with me, but you can't beat the gorilla? You just got lucky. You got mollywopped. What make you think you laugh with me? Unless I school myself. The only way you can beat me is me beating me. That's how I'm going to tell him. Now, you go fight with his arch nemesis, Shadow. Shadow will have no mercy. Shadow will not literally bitch slap him. Shadow will own him. So, what's the argument?
Well, my argument or their argument?
Mass battle game are the final battlefield for them. Period. It comes down to who the better players. Yeah, I know. I get it. Who the better players? It's more like who
He's
the
right
better bitch
about
slapper.
that in the day, but if they were a real character, that was what we arguing here. But hang on a second, I got one more to show you guys, and I'll let David rampage a little bit.
Was destined to happen. Movie Sonic versus movie Mario. The fact that you said base Mario with no power-ups is stronger than base Sonic is far from the truth. For starters, Sonic is way more powerful. Sonic with a spin dash pushed over a truck that weighs more than a couple tons to the side of the road. Slammed Knuckles into the ground multiple times to the point where Knuckles wasn't even able to react. Disrespect that you gave Sonic by saying Mario's more durable than him? Even if Mario had a power-up and wasn't in daze, all it takes is one attack for him to lose that power. Knowing Sonic's strength, if Sonic is hitting Mario at this speed, what is Mario doing in this situation? Sonic also out-axes him. He has rings that could allow him to throw Mario into a lava pool if he wanted to. Sonic can electrocute his opponents. Why does anyone think Super Mario could beat Super Sonic? If they were to fight, Super Sonic could wish for a star, and he's also invincible.
My fellow content creator had to do the breakdown to just show how pitiful Mario really is. It, this is not a
I
this is not a
never
fair.
argued Sonic's stronger. I never argued that. I said who is a better, who's better overall. I said never said. Listen, you might be stronger or weaker, but who's better? I said that's the point of
Sonic.
this, isn't it?
If you give Sonic a ultimatum, if you lose to Mario, you get your ass whooped. What's gonna happen?
But Mario can bring the chick home.
Hmm,
You know,
I'm
right?
sorry.
No. You just don't want to agree with me tonight.
Now what? Mario better than Sonic?
No, I never said so. I never said they're better. I'm just saying Sonic goes empty-handed. Mario doesn't. Think about it.
Yo, Wally, where are you? Because it seems to me this is, to me, hands down, Sonic got base level too much of a bully for Mario. Like I said, it would be completely unfair.
Okay. You think it'd be unfair? Why?
Speed plus mass. If Sonic goes
Okay, I'm listening.
supersonic speed and he go do that spin dash, unless you give Super Mario a Baba haircut, shred him to shred.
Baba
This is what it
haircut.
is. Shave the beard, shave his mustache, expose the belly.
Whoa, 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 whoa! We do not ever say shave the beard on this channel. I will suspend you with no pay for 6 months.
You want Sonic to fight
And
Mario.
no, I'm not done. Apologize to my beard.
I'm sorry that Sonic will bitch slap your creator Mario. No offense.
Wally, I sent
It
it to you face. Hang on, hang on, David.
it
Hey,
feel like a
David,
matchup.
shut up. Wally, I sent it to you on Facebook, but I was going to email it to you too. Now you can talk.
I will say it again. I feel sorry that Sonic will bitch slap Mario anytime, any day in the worst case scenario.
No. I didn't ask you that, David. Apologize to my beard right now.
Not to your beard. I talk about it was shaved to my Mario beard.
I said apologize to my beard.
I apologize to your beard, but your beard not in danger. It will be to Mario beard
Thank you. That's all I wanted to hear.
because you don't have to fight Sonic with a pot belly like in Super Mario. You don't have to,
Jesus Christ.
and you'll use a plunger. I'm sorry. Sonic could reach Mach 4, Mach 5 in speed and break the sound barrier.
Yeah, I'll give
I'm
you credit for that one.
crazy.
Yeah.
If I'm crazy, if he punched Mario, put Mario in a supersonic hurt now.
All right, let's get Wally in here because I need some backup here tonight.
Yeah,
Wally, my man, what's going on?
What's going on? What's going on, guys? What's going on? All right. So, what's the conversation so far?
We've been arguing about back and forth about who's better, Sonic or Mario.
Oh, okay. Well,
If you say Sonic, I'm gonna bitch slap you.
you have a long time with that one. Okay. So what have we compared? What have we compared so far, as far as putting down on the table?
We went over the shows. We went
Okay.
over the gaming wars, the console wars. We went over the characters, the movies, the cartoons, the music. We haven't
Right.
over yet.
Okay, right. So we understand from those perspectives as far as TV shows, movies, and everything else. Yeah. Sonic's winning, right?
How?
Huh?
Oh.
Huh? How? What do you mean how?
How?
I'm sorry. Last time I checked, I've seen more of Sonic TV shows than I've seen Mario. Which Mario are we talking about?
That part I'll give you. I'm not denying that. I keep that.
Okay, that's
Calm
one.
down. What's up?
After TV shows, what else?
Movies, they got that one. That's two. But how many, gaming consoles has Mario sold?
Okay, gaming. Okay, yeah, that's a conversation to be had. But at the same time, okay, let's go. Let's go with it. Let's go with it. Let's go with the conversation. Take it where you want to take it.
I already said it before. I felt Nintendo had it. They won that war. SEGA lost.
You can play both Sonic and Mario on Nintendo. What's the difference?
Back in the day, you couldn't play Nintendo Sonic.
Okay, back in the day, but we're talking about current day. We're talking about everything.
I was talking about back in the day. I was talking about back in the day for a minute.
You're comparing small pieces of info. You're comparing small things. No.
Right, let me ask you a question. You're a logical human being. Which one do you think has a better theme song?
The better theme song?
Yeah.
Are we serious?
You calm down, dude. Calm down.
I'm guessing we never heard. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Go fast. Gotta go. Sonic. Are you crazy? Oh my God.
Wally. David's not next to you. Keep your kiss of life if you have a stroke.
Okay. All right. Okay, we have a better theme song. Like, let's be honest here. Like,
I'll keep Sonic. The original '90s song, I don't like the Go the Fast version one, the newer one. I like the old one from the '90s. You know which one I'm talking about?
See, I gotta remember. You talking about like the throwback, like cartoons, not like the more.
Yeah, I'm going way back. Original, the first cartoon of Sonic.
So you're talking about the more classic setting Sonic version.
Yes.
Okay.
I actually like that song.
I'm not mad at that.
What'd you feel about Underground Sonic?
Yeah, it was nice too. That's where most of the movies are coming from, anyways. In most cases, the gaming side of it, but yeah, that was nice too.
Okay, Mario now. Now let's be reasonable and honest here. Which one do you think, as a Mario song, which one you like the most?
See, this is the part of the argument that I can't help, because again, it's like Mario never had more cartoons after that. He only had like one, I think.
No, he had a couple actually.
Not to the more modern side of it all. Well, not to like the current time of the early 2000s to now. Like he never.
No, he had nothing recently. Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. That's my whole point. Like, if you found because back in the time, and that's the thing. That's where I'm saying Sonic pretty much trump carded Mario in that decision because I mean I wasn't really focused too much on Mario like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Mario, I do. Don't get me twisted. I'm not saying like Mario is just a bum here, but it's like if I had to be fair, the only time I would give him is the gaming. If I had to be fair,
Which game? Yeah, pick.
like just in general, like anything that has to do with Mario, like overall, I'll give him the gaming part just to be fair. But other than that, I mean, I'm sorry to say it, Sonic takes everything else. Even right now in movies, technically takes everything else.
Sonic is winning right now.
I mean,
I'm not surprised, to be honest with you.
I mean, of course it's not.
As
I mean, right
much
now, the only small difference is, right? The only small difference is, right? Mario only did one so far. They haven't continued it, and they haven't brought the other component stories to it so far. So that's the only respectable downplay. And plus, you could sort of say Mario. I mean, I said Mario. You could sort of say Sonic is more of that, like, is dripping to a little bit more of reality than Mario, because Mario's still in that more of a more what's the keyword I'm looking for here? More polished animation.
Okay.
So I mean, you can pick and choose how you want to, because regardless, I mean, one way or another, you're gonna get it somehow, some way, right? I mean, let's be honest here. Like the throwback version of bringing Mario to reality was a failure in some senses.
The first one or the second one? Or both?
Pretty much, you could pretty much say both. I think most people say both because just knowing how their hype is and everything. So it's like
the first one. I'll give you 110% right. As a kid, you thought it was the coolest fucking thing ever back then. But look now, as an adult, and you know what a good movie is. I wouldn't even let my dog watch it. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, but I mean, look, I say it like this, right? It's like for that time in that era, it was what it was, and you know,
it wasn't bad for the era.
Yeah,
but now Mario, whatever they called it, Super Mario Brothers, whatever they called it, it wasn't a bad movie. The voice, I could not get over the fucking voice. Does not sound like a Mario to me. I'm sorry. Can we at least agree on that?
No, yeah, because Mario, even in the games, was more Italian than anything.
Yeah. The guy who played Mario's voice is still fucking alive. He probably would have done it. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, that's the only thing I can pretty much say, like, as far as from right now. Because from all the other things, like, if I had to be very frequently fair from both sides of the perspective, it's like I would at least, on a fair note, give Mario gaming, even though I could honestly, give some fairness to Sonic in some facets. But other than that, then it's like, well, everything else you got to give it to Sonic because he's been out here longer and thriving longer. Mario has a bigger legacy, and back then his competition was Pac-Man in the arcades because of Donkey Kong. Well, Eric, I'm not gonna call you EJ because I saw your message. I saw the freaking comment, goddammit. But I will give you that. That is a big thing because yes, if you do play the arcade games, then yeah, that is very true. That is so much true. That is very true because yeah, the arcade games was a big differentiator. And that's why I'm saying, like, the gaming side, it's really all dependable because it's like how you take the challenges of certain things, right? It's like how you take sort of the challenges. Like, do you feel like the challenges were more interesting and more complex when it was with Mario, or was it more interesting and complex when it was with Sonic? And, you take one way or the other how you want to pick that off because both of them were not so very much easy gameplays. Like, there are definitely like certain ones that are different. Mario has certain like secret rooms and everything else of that nature, plus all these other gadgets as it constantly keeps going through one of those pipes. And you had to keep racing down the speed to speed time certain places just to work down the map and everything. Sonic, some of Sonic's challenges were sort of easy. You just got to be playing smart and make sure you keep running.
Sonic game was pretty hard, I thought, to be honest with you, versus Mario. Mario was a little tricky. That's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just really depends on like who are you facing. Because some challenges were easy, some of them were like crazy hard. Like, yeah, very crazy hard.
If you really think about Mario, where he started, it was a Donkey Kong game.
Yeah,
Like people forget that. Oh, I forgot about this. Mario Sonic Olympic Returns.
no, yeah, I know about those. I mean, I
I
don't
never
really.
played them, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I never played them either. But my thing is, I mean, those are like in middle of the pack type, like those are middle of the pack games. Like, I don't treat that as, oh, this is going to be a competition, unless you can sit here and dig up some information telling me how much time someone played Mario versus Sonic, and then you tell me like, oh, well, in Mario versus Sonic or whatever they call it, Olympic return, they played more Sonic than they played more Mario, or more Sonic characters than they played more Mario characters. Then I've been like, okay, that's something interesting to tell. But other than that, I just
Don't
leave
try
it
to
right
cut the
there.
apple. This face off was never going to be fair. Let's be honest here.
I mean, of course, it's not going to be fair because if you talk about just facing face to face, this is why I said this before. If you're talking about one on one, Sonic could have beat the living daylights out of Mario. Mario don't got no chance.
I want to throw a little monkey wrench to this towards the end because we're coming towards the like half hour left. Do you any chance? And I'm not sure how old you are, to be honest.
30.
Okay, you're young bunk versus me. Do you remember any chance the Zelda cartoon?
Wait, say it again?
Zelda. Do you remember the Zelda cartoon?
Ooh, no.
Oh, you're so lucky.
I
You're
do not
lucky, man.
remember the cartoon. I know the games, but I do not remember the cartoons.
The games are incredibly good. I give them the
Yeah.
credit. I think I have never heard a bad Zelda game yet.
No, not too much. No.
I wasn't a
I've
fan
heard
of
no
the
one shit
paper
on it.
version Zelda. I didn't like that one too much, but it's still a good game. But that's not personal preference because I really like the 3D version of the Ocarina of Time was one of the best Zelda games ever made in my opinion.
Yeah. To be honest, now that I think about it, Zelda is probably the only of the throwback classes of these characters that have not played a game of.
You haven't played Zelda?
I'm so serious. I haven't. I played more Spyro than I played more Zelda, to be honest with you. And that's probably because I haven't gotten like the big, handheld Nintendo games where I could actually play it. So it's like, yeah, never came across my path, sadly.
You got a PC, bro. You can play most of these on PC now.
Huh. Well, yeah. I do got Steam, so I could check those up. Yeah.
Yeah, you could play Ocarina of Time right on your PC. If I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna ask Dave when he gets back here when he's done taking a shit. Hey, I gotta be honest here. You know that.
No, don't do that, man, like that.
Well, I got to.
Oh, you're so horrible. You're so horrible.
Yeah, thank you very much. But the Zelda game is not. I don't remember any bad games.
I don't think so. They ever made a bad Zelda game. I think the only one, like you said before, that paper mache one. After that is like you could pretty much throw that away. I mean, that's more like kids than anything. The paper mache one. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I got a little Easter hunt for you guys because we were talking about this stuff, and I just came across it today. Where is it? Facebook. I thought it was pretty cool when I saw this, so I wanted to share this with you guys. I didn't know this was in New York, so let's check it out together.
There are 4 Nintendo stores in the world. 3 of them are in Japan, in Osaka, Kyoto, and Tokyo. Nintendo is also building another Nintendo store, and that's going to be located in San Francisco. One of the things I really love about these stores are the giant Nintendo statues. This Mario in particular I like a lot, and I really want one of the smaller ones from a Target. You can definitely buy Nintendo games at these stores, but the better thing to get is the merch. You can get exclusive things only at these stores that are here mainly because of the location itself, like these Japanese kimono wedding Pikachus that totally commemorate New York. As my kid has become a Nintendo fan, it's also been really cool to see him enjoy these stores too. And I'm not gonna lie, I almost bought this Master Sword. It was only $200, which is a lot, but also a little, but also a lot. They always rotate out their displays, but one thing that's always been here are all the Nintendo consoles that they've ever made. They also had this interactive display, which was neat, where you could talk to Mario. My kid talked about talking with Mario for about a week after this. If you're ever in the city and you're at all a Nintendo fan, you should definitely stop
Interesting.
I personally did not know it was a Nintendo store in New York City. Did anybody did? Raise your hand. Not me.
Yeah, no.
I'm
To be
actually
honest,
I'm in New York.
getting
I'm
that
gonna check it
stuff,
out.
you definitely have to go to Japan to get that stuff. I never
This is
seen
in New
that.
York City, bro.
That's interesting. Well, that goes to tell you when you're big city living, you got some big city treasures.
Honestly, I'm in New York, in and out all the time, and like it's some. I don't know. I know the Lego stores there and some other stuff, but not Nintendo store.
Hey, well, you know what they say. You learn something new every day.
Literally, and that's sad.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? I might pick up Paul and Eric and head down there one day because they're both in Jersey and we're next to New York, so why not? And I might get David too if he ever done taking a shit.
You're so horrible. So, as far as what I'm looking at, so this is what they say on the web. They're saying that Zelda 2: The Adventures of Link. This is the NAS sequel. They said that one was sort of like the weaker considerations.
I
The
never heard of
Legend-
that one, so probably yeah.
Yeah, it was a throwback, way throwback. And then they said the Legends of Zelda, the Trio Force Heroes. That's the 3DS. Okay, I guess that's the brand newest one. I don't know. And then
3DS one? Like, you mean a 3D version?
yeah. 3DS, yeah, that's the handheld version that they have for Nintendo. And then they said the Legend of Zelda, Phantom Hourglass, and Spirit Tracks. That's the DS version. That's it. Pretty much those are like the three weakest or bad entries to the Zelda gaming.
That sounds pretty right, actually.
Yeah.
You
And
know
you know
what
what they
game?
say? If you don't remember it or play it, then they're more likely are trash.
Yeah, I never heard of them. To be honest with
Yeah.
you. The one that I personally liked and disliked was for the Wii. Turn the name of it.
The weed. Oh, you talking about when they gave you all the weaponry and shit, and you was able to run around and crap?
You were in the sky when it started, and you had to do skydive down to Earth kind of thing.
Huh.
I think the Breath of the is it a Breath of the Wild? I think it was a Breath of the Wild. It came with a soundtrack too. I'm actually looking up right now because it's bugging me. Yeah, it is a Breath of the Wild. I was right. That one I liked. I just didn't fucking like it because I was on the fucking Wii. I hate the fucking Wii, bro. I fucking can't stand that system. Somebody had to be on drugs when they designed that system.
Yeah, it's called being proactive, bro. Got to get out there, Plim, 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 plim. I ain't gonna lie though, but yeah, I never touched it either. But it's one
Here's
of
the
those.
issue with the Wii. I'll be straight up with you. It wasn't me getting up. Is the sensors did not ever. You went one way and sensor went the other way. Is that?
Oh
Was the
yeah,
issue.
okay, that the glitch part. Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
Like,
Yeah.
I remember playing it, and you're supposed to slash down or sideways to beat the bad guy because it depends how he guard his hands, kind of thing.
Mhm.
And they go the opposite way, and that's what aggravate me personally.
Yeah, that's why they destroyed that garbage. Because I remember once the Wii started coming out, then it's like, oh, Xbox had to do it, then PlayStation had to do it, and they're like, oh, well, that was a done deal project. Yeah, I was like, yeah, well, there you go, motherfuckers. Don't
The
think
only
about
one
this.
who continue adding more, dumping more money into his PlayStation in the VR.
Yeah, but the VR, I think that's different for the simple fact that the VR is like a visual reaction versus the actual physical reaction. And I think that's why it's in, because like the physical reaction when they start selling the guns and everything, they're like, oh, you gotta connect your controller. So then it's like, oh, the actual gun's actually working and everything, and you have to do
You know
that.
what? They were doing that with Call of Duty for a while.
Yeah. Because pretty much they're trying to bring the arcade style into like the gaming household, but through the consoles, and it failed. It just failed.
Even the Wii U failed.
Well, see, there you go. That's the whole point.
From what I remember, they actually fired the CEO. That's the reason the CEO to resign after the Wii U fell so bad. because they had a certain number, and I think the same thing might happen with the Switch 2.
What about the Switch?
The two Switch 2. They announced. I don't know if you've seen the announcement.
Yeah, I know they're bringing it, but what I'm saying, like, what's wrong with it?
Nothing. I think it's going to be a failure. To be honest with you,
No, I don't think so. It's gonna be a failure.
you think it's going to be as good as the first one?
I mean, well, let's get one thing clear, right? The first one is a console switch over to a handheld, so it's like two different things. Like you're getting a handheld and you're getting a console. It all depends on where you're playing it at the moment in time.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
the one thing about the Switch that I say is very unique, and I think this is where Nintendo became a big monster when they did this, is because that first one you could switch it back and forth. PlayStation can't do that. The Xbox, you can't do that. You can go back and forth with that bad boy. But the thing is, the Switch, that is strictly handheld. And I think the only reason why they did that, or like trying to bring that back, is because, well, you also got to think about it too. Most people, when they think about playing their games, especially kids, because this is more prioritized to kids, you want to bring this with you wherever you go. And in most cases, playing a station at home, you're adding to the electricity bill. AKA parents don't want that.
But you got to charge no matter what.
Huh?
You have a charger eventually.
I mean, yeah, but my thing is the console one is going to cost you more because of the electricity bill, because you're running it through the household, and especially because you got to run it on the television and everything else. Whereas a handheld, you're just charging the bad boy, but that ain't going to cost you really nothing to charge it. It's like, okay, wait till it's 100, then boom, you're right back at it again, and you're moving with it, and you're watching videos and everything else. Because
The only pushback I got with you, you said PlayStation doesn't have. PlayStation has been working on something recently. The PlayStation Portable, they're calling it, but it's not really portable because once you leave the household, no Wi-Fi connection, you lose the game right there.
well, yeah, but I mean, look, don't get me wrong. PlayStation had the PSP. They were there at the time competing, but then they dropped it. Then they were considering like what, the PSP Vita, but then they even dropped that nasty thing. And even worse, and then Xbox was never going to try to compete, even though
So the thing with the PlayStation Portables, Vita, whatever you want to fucking call them, they came in towards the end when the hand market was dying out. That was the biggest mistake they did. Now I feel that handhelds are coming back right now, and they're in full force.
yeah, but the thing is, I don't believe handhelds were ever going to die out, because you got to think about it. What is the, like, if you had to tell yourself today, you got to think about it. To a kid, handheld is probably still the greatest thing because you can always play with your friends, whatever, like that. The only problem is, yes, I would say Wi-Fi is a thing, especially if you're like a Nintendo player, because of course, if you're playing Pokemon and you're battling with your friends, you have to have Wi-Fi to do the damn thing. Other than that, you're screwed. But the biggest problem to parents, though, you got to ask yourself this one question. Well, you don't want your kids playing PlayStation all damn day or Xbox all damn day and then raising up the electrical bill. It's like, okay, where's the happy medium here? Give them a handheld game. It was never gonna die out. I never see it. I think the only problem is because Nintendo was so strong in it, you could not lose. In most cases, because Xbox was like, Xbox was like the good second. Well, I said Xbox. Well, I'm stupid. PlayStation was a good second. The problem with that was them just keeping it going. I don't never know why they had to try to change it and call it PS Vita. I don't know what the heck. But they didn't have
No,
really
the
had to
issue
stop
is
it.
with the when they handheld console issue with this. When they came in with the first PSP, the PSP was totally killing the game because one, the PSP probably allow you to port the game that you play on your PlayStation onto the PSP and you can still move along with it. PlayStation Vita, PS Vita, would probably be the upgrade model of it. Here was the biggest issue with Sony that was having. The main department that was focused to is the PlayStation. They had to take some of the engineer away from that particular department to create the portable department, and they're going back and forth with developing the game. The game lineup on the portable side of PlayStation wasn't as much as the PlayStation itself. You also got to look at in the market whereby the PlayStation lineup for game was tremendous. Let's not let's not forget we had the United States library alone, right? Like whooping Xbox behind. Let's not add the Japanese library and the European library, which was ballistic. It's like twice the size. Game that you thought never existed was existed on their side of the world. Now, to have developers develop the same game you do for the console and do the same exact thing on the portable, that was extra. It's like they didn't think this through. Like, this is a big task to take. It was.
Yeah, because
Then
what
let's not
else? I
forget.
forgot
Let's
who
not
else
forget.
had
Let's
the
not
Screen
forget.
Deck.
There was the PlayStation phone. That thought that would be the solution to that problem.
I don't remember
Wait,
that.
wait,
Y'all
which
forget
one?
about that part? The
The
PlayStation phone, the
PlayStation what?
Sony phone, the PlayStation phone, which was a phone which somehow either you slide out the controller but allow you to play the PlayStation game on its phone directly through the mobile carrier. They were working on that as well. It was a thing. Google it.
Oh, I know that's
You'd be
good stuff.
surprised. So Sony was trying to do something, but what the problem is, all their best engineers were working on the main plot. There
This
you
thing?
go. Yeah,
That garbage? So
yeah,
pretty much a PlayStation phone, aka a sidekick. Okay, great.
yeah.
It was Sonic Ericsson when Sony and Ericsson teamed up to make phones. It was a big thing
hmm
back in the day.
But here's the
See, they were
problem.
better
The
off
best,
making that one with the damn control skeleton. That's what they was better off doing.
but here's the problem. The best engineer was only working on one of the main project, which was actually the PlayStation. But when you divide your department to do two different things, and they have perfected the crap from PlayStation to PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3 and beyond, to take your best engineer to do something on the side, it's almost like they are more console engineer, not portable engineers. That means they didn't develop a team separate from the main engineer team to focus on the portable alone so that they can keep up with the console. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That one when it comes to the game console war, that is where there was so much flip flopping going on. Like they want to control the hell competition. But the only people who did their homework properly was Nintendo. Let's give them what credit to do. They understood that they don't want to overshit themselves. So they made sure they had the teams focused on one thing and develop another team directly to focus on the handheld side of things. The Nintendo Switch, yes, it's a handheld in technical form, but undercover it's not. I was listening to the whole conversation when they thought, oh, he taking a shit. You have to shit on your dog. The thing about this, when you say Wally was totally correct, the handheld switch will make it easier to control the electrical bill. But undercoverly speaking, the Switch was actually a real console disguised as a handheld because when you plug into the docking, if you think I'm making this one up, look at the quality of the game when you play on the handheld. When you dock it to the TV, there's a shift change whereby the quality got multiplied by 10. We're looking much crystal clear. So it's only like they did it intentionally to see how they can get away with it. The only problem is you had to bump up the memory capacity on the Switch like it's a phone.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
that's one thing.
You gotta buy SD cards.
Yeah, no, because at that point, yeah, that's where I would say that's the new switch up. Because yeah, you do have to buy new SD cards. My only problem is because the reason why I was sort of like saying like it would just be more better because yeah, look, granted, yes, you do have to buy SD cards, but I think that is not as detrimental as just saying you just putting it on a console, put it on TV. Because I remember there were certain things where, and I'm going to go back to the kids things, like you can have the little controllers and you're moving the thing, and then it's like, oh, let's say you're doing Pokemon or some shit, and you're throwing the ball, and it's like the ball misses, and I'm like, wait a minute, the ball missed. How the hell the ball miss? I'm like, okay, well, now they made it real interestingly tough. Now it's like now they're sort of bringing realism to it a little bit.
Here's one thing I'm actually kind of jealous with these kids today. Is that plenty of times I was playing Pokemon or something on my Game Boy, and I wish I could get it on my TV, but I couldn't. Except there was a loop around nobody knew about. Only very few people know. Do you guys remember Pokemon Stadium by any chance?
Yes.
Yeah.
So remember the adapter that came in a controller? You could plug your game in and use it in your stadium, the Pokemons. Or if you were not playing battling on the stadium, you could actually play your Pokemon game on TV. Just a Pokemon game, they said, right?
Hmm.
Now, if you knew how to jiggle it the correct way, you could have played any game through that on your 60 on your through 64 on your TV for a game or game.
That would like a hack for a lot of people. I would have figured out already back then.
Yeah, probably
The
will
thing,
figure out like.
but
But
the thing is, Nintendo
let me get to
figured out the
go
way.
ahead, David.
Okay, go ahead.
No,
No, go
I
ahead.
was
Because
gonna say I wish I had a Switch when I was a kid. Because how many times you wanted to play on the big TV or Game Boy game?
and what you say was totally correct. Because you think about it, the Wii was not the Wii. Like remember, I tell you, the Wii was the only game console that have its own niche audience that no one cannot touch, which kind of shady. Remember, I told you it's like robbing the elderly home. Wally, remember the commercial when they say how the Wii is the most perfect thing to buy for the elderly home, and it was sold to almost every
Yeah, of
elderly home
course. Because
throughout
you
the
know why?
nation.
The Simpsons had it. And you know how that went. Yeah. They were throwing them under the bus. They moment them folks was like, we gotta get this out of here. These old folks gotta die something.
Oh my God! So
Yeah.
even I was saying Nintendo was a slicky ass bastard. They figured out how to lock down a niche of audience that PlayStation wasn't going to try to reach out to them. Not even the Xbox have any concern for them. But there was so much money in that area, it offered themselves and themselves alone. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But they already knew they cannot compete with PlayStation nor Xbox on a console war. The Twitch, the Switch is more how you want to say it. It was a cheat. It come out after it's a hand. Everybody think with the hand, yeah, with the hand and the handheld. But the moment you dock it and you take out the side controller, you even can buy the regular. You can buy the
Yeah,
regular
yeah, yeah.
controller net
You
for it.
can. Yeah, they do got a net. Yeah,
So
Yeah, that Pro Controller it was
it's
called.
almost like it was masking itself.
yeah.
David, let
So
me
So
ask you the
pro
same question
controller
I asked Wally
undercover
earlier.
is not a pro controller.
Let me
mm,
ask you the same question I asked Wally. I personally feel the Switch 2 is going to fail. What do you think?
Technically, it may, and there's a lot of reason behind it. Techni- If you can technically what on the technical aspect of it, you're trying to do something to super exceed what the Switch is already doing. That is one. The question is, are you making it backward compatible with all the old game that came with the Switch One?
Yes, they're doing that.
Are you? Are you? No, that if they're doing that. Great. What other new lineup do you have that will make it a competition to compete with other consoles? That two. Three. Graphic processor. Who are you going to? Are you going to Nvidia or AMD? Because if you think about this right now, all the game consoles had two choices to go to for their graphic cards, Nvidia or AMD. Because their graphic processor is very powerful to do what they need to require, but how much are you paying for it? What the manufacturer cost to these type of and the thing is, Twitch did make more than enough money for Nintendo because according to what Wally was saying, it was portable. It doesn't cost you much to charge it. You can take it anywhere you go. You can dock it and play it on your TV or on a computer monitor. It was the only game console slash handheld that had a huge level of flexibility to it. But since they had the Switch for so long, they weren't worrying about making a game console again. If you notice that.
of course, by that time, why you need to change it? The model's already perfect.
So it was saying we live in a console world, psych, but we don't want you to know our hands.
I don't know. I say it like this. I could also see it where it can fail for the simple fact of where we are today. Because let's be honest, most
Um, it's going to fail because it was supposed to come out last year.
well, I
It's
mean,
supposed
I'm
to be
not
out
even
2
going to
years
base it
ago. They've
on that
been
part.
talking about it for fucking forever.
Yeah, but
They were talking for 3 years. It was supposed to come out last year. Why would they postpone? Because something went wrong, either with the processor, with the keeping it cool. This one of the biggest issue come to do with the game console: overheat and longevity. Did they break that after a long period of use? Because let's be honestly real, every game console has to send to let the maker know how long did they play their game system. The Xbox, well, always had its number one issue. It went from the Ring of Death to who knew what they had this time. I haven't keep track of Xbox because I used to make fun of the Ring of Death. You know, people who had buy like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 Xbox. After the Ring of Death come in, you can't fix, you gotta buy another one.
You know, I
Then
had a
buy another one.
360.
Then buy another one. Then buy another one.
I had a
Then the
360,
latest
the
one,
OG, the original when it first came out, and never had an issue with it to the day I got rid of it.
I never saw the Ring of Death on my 360 when I had mine, so
It's
I had
Russian
to spend.
roulette. But in my defense, when I got my PlayStation 3, I never turned it on after that.
you're not going to. Why? No. Anyone who ever had both consoles, the Xbox 360 or Xbox One, whatever you want to call it, and you got the PS3 or the PS4 Pro, you're more than likely on the PS4 Pro or the PS3 Pro, whatever. You got other huge game lineup. What do you do on the Xbox to play? Call of Duty? You have it on the PlayStation 2, you know? You still play it on the PlayStation side. And what was the argument? The PlayStation Network was free, but you pay for the PlayStation Plus to get more games. But what would they make Xbox making the money on? Everybody got to pay for Xbox Live.
And now it's reversed.
You pay
Yeah,
for
yeah,
and you pay for 3 months, or you pay for
yeah.
six
That
months, or
is
you pay for
true.
9 months, or you pay for a
That
year.
part is
I
true.
did not forget that. That is where Xbox made their
That
money.
is so fucking
The
true.
card.
I can't knock that one. Sadly, I wasn't too much of an online person, so I didn't give a fuck.
The PC era pushed away the console in the worst way possible.
Pretty much.
Since there was no other console to compete with PlayStation and Xbox, come the console, the PC war. Then you have all the overpriced part, thank you to the Nvidia and its Bitcoining era. Now you got to deal with a $2,000 video card. God damn.
Well, that's Bitcoin for you.
Well, hang on. I got a little pushback on that what you made comment, David. Not in a bad way. We went from everybody want to play on PC to consoles to back to PCs and now back and then back to consoles, back to PC. It
No,
goes
no,
in waves.
hold on. Correction. It's not back to console. Here, what Microsoft did was very, very funny because people weren't paying attention to it. I've been paying attention for a while. Xbox is under Microsoft, right?
Correct.
Yes, which is pretty much under PC.
Correctly. Yeah. The Xbox 360, Xbox One. Microsoft knew they're not going to catch up heavily with PlayStation with the console. So, know what they did? Okay, fine. If you have a custom made, juiced up PC, sometimes you don't have to buy the console. You can sign up on the Xbox my live my series, whatever, what they call it. Hold on. They don't call it Xbox Live.
Game Pass.
I think it's Game Pass.
Game
Yeah, Game
Pass
Pass.
on your PC. So, all the games lineup that you want to pay for your game console, if you want to play on better graphic, just switch over to your PC. And you win that battle.
Which is why more people
So
would be less
Microsoft was
invested in
saying,
buying the Xbox.
bingo. So what Microsoft was trying to say, I know you got a better processor on your game console, Mr. PlayStation, but guess what we have? Much powerful PC that we can switch back and forth either we like it. So I was like, really? The bitch move?
It's a smartest move, but yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that I don't know which one was that or Draymond Green calling for KD. Oh, you can't beat LeBron James. Please join us.
Hey,
I gotta throw that one
All
in
right,
there.
so
That was infamous. But that what it was. So it's not like the console war PC was over. Microsoft decided to blur the line on that part on purpose.
yep. And even with Game with the downloadable of Steam, you can even play it through there. All you need is a PC once again, and they have discounts.
And Steam joined the market for the PC side to compete with the Xbox Pass. So if you think about it, then what thing happened? Epic Games joined to the fray.
Yep,
So now it's like a messed bowl of soup.
yep. And plus,
If you
don't
think about it
forget,
right now.
Chicken
even
soup.
with Steam, you can even also play some mobile games. So that's another thing, especially if you're on that part.
Now we got, let's not forget the gaming phones. They got better processor than the iPhone.
So here's my little pushback on Xbox right now. They barely have any exclusives to that system. Barely.
What exclusive? Gear of War?
That's my point. Halo, and that's it. Already, I think.
Okay, Halo was
It's Halo, it's
overused.
Gears of War, it's Forza, Forza
For the
Motorsports.
racing game.
For the yeah,
Yeah,
but here's the problem. Gears of War was the advanced version of Halo. Halo was no. Let me tell you why I say that. Gameplay wise, Gears of War was built under the Unreal Engine. Halo was not. But Halo was supposed to be their mascot for the next level for the Xbox too, but it was overused for so long until it almost went stale. Think about it. Call of Duty was the only rival that Halo was trying to compete with. Then
even though it didn't have to.
Gears of War, Gears of War is almost like a revamped version of Doom, but give it a better look to it.
Wait, which one?
Gears of War almost like a revamped version of Doom in a way.
I would have said Halo with Doom
Revamp.
more than I would say Gears of War, but okay.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I mean, it's more the closer ideal, so yeah.
I'll give you that. But other than that, when I like to see a new Halo game.
Oh, God, it's been a hot minute now.
Yeah, because it got overused. It was used so much to the point whereby there was nothing left to do with it.
Yeah. Eric, you're gonna have
Call
to
of
do that
Duty,
because I can barely remember most of them. Those are the three top
Call of
games I can
Duty.
remember.
If you want to talk about Call of Duty was just getting kind of stagnant, and they had the biggest issue with Call of Duty with hacking. Then what was the only game that whooping Call of Duty ass? Battlefield.
Yeah, you see, Battlefield my is people were talking so much mad crap. They were like, "Oh, fuck
No,
Battlefield." I'm like, "Fuck you."
no, Wally, you forget where we are. We're in the dumbest country on the planet.
Hey,
They
Red
think 2 minutes
Dead
stronger than Goku.
Redemption.
How's that
Wait, that
possible?
wasn't on
This was
both.
original. Eric, you're wrong. That was originally released on PlayStation. And then it was
That's for
I
PlayStation.
thought that was both
Red Dead,
sides.
Red
Okay.
Dead,
it is now. It
no,
is
no,
both
no.
on both sides
Red
now.
Dead Redemption was exclusive to PlayStation at one point before PlayStation allowed them to have right to have it on the Xbox side. It was first exclusive.
Well, yeah. So pretty much,
Mass Effect is another one.
Mass Effect.
Now, Xbox on PlayStation too.
Yeah, but
I'm talking
yeah,
about exclusives that is only on Xbox.
Yeah,
Name
but that's the
top
thing.
10,
Look,
not
I'll
Gears of
say,
War.
look, Xbox does not have a lot of exclusives like that, which I don't know why the hell they don't, honestly. But it,
no, that's a reason why I say why they didn't jump in the gaming market to begin with when you don't have too many exclusives. PlayStation was just pumping them out because
wasn't
you talk about
Bioshock
Sony,
both
which is a
too?
huge
I'm pretty
juggernaut.
Yep.
sure Bioshock was
Again,
both.
it was on both again. You're
Yeah.
giving me stuff that's
Was
already on
both.
both. Eric, I'm being dead serious, dude. Give me something that's only on PlayStation on Xbox only. Gears of War and Halo was a great example.
Sony was the only company that
Again,
wasn't buying
WWE's on
like
both
gaming
systems.
studios.
That's the
Yeah.
second failure.
Let me just say this: Sony was the only company that wasn't trying to buy out too many gaming studios. They let them be separate, but work on what they need to work on. Microsoft was just buying out all these gaming companies, trying to put on the umbrella to make games for their consoles, which end up not doing too well compared to the opposite of what Sony been doing.
I mean, they didn't really have to
No,
buy.
let be truthful about it though. How many gaming studios does Sony own? None. Well, how many do they negotiate and work with? Many.
Right. And I
They got
think that's the
and they have
problem.
so many great games being produced to their console. Unlike Microsoft, oh, we need to buy this, need to buy that. No, nigga, you dumbass. Let them be alone. Let them make perfect game for you. Not trying to tell them what to do. That's why your shit ain't doing too well.
Yeah, because I would at least bank on conversation. Because honestly, whatever game literally you can think of that's for Xbox and solely for Xbox, honestly, is like low tier. Like no one would even think about playing it like that.
And that is because they were trying to purchase the company and then they can dictate how the game's supposed to be.
I think
Not
the
like you're killing the
what is it?
creativity.
There was
Microsoft
another
killed
game. I
creativity
forgot
for
the
their games.
name. There was
So we're
another
going to
game.
get back to this topic another night because this is a really interesting
No,
topic.
Wally, here's the thing. When we talk about Mario versus Sonic, Peter asked me a question. What are the iconic games that stood out for Sega that were better than the one that's iconic for Nintendo? You can list a whole lot more on the Nintendo side that of Sega because Sega was doing similar what Microsoft were doing on their end. They were bleeding out only one or two of the best to the point they can't bleed out no more. Somehow Sonic was still able to be used even after the time we had Sonic Frontier without this Sega console, but still doing great as a franchise.
And I agree, David. But let's get our final thoughts in. Before we do that, Eric, every game, I looked it up. Every game you listed is on both platforms. Give me at least one game this is only on Xbox. It's not Halo or Gears of War.
I gotta look this up. Is this literally
David, you
on?
can go first.
I'm just gonna say this. This topic, Mario versus Sonic, it opened up a wound that a lot of us we watched it throughout the '90s and we felt like sorry that it should never been the case because it was a brutal era. The '90s was brutal, straight brutal. The amount of shade, the
Okay, this is
amount
on
of
EA, so this
burns,
more likely was on there.
the amount of bitch slapping that were going on with the
Yep.
marketing, it was unfair. So if you ask me who won the battle, it's hard to say because Mario had a little more game than Sonic, and their console stayed alive than some of Sega Sync. But for some apparent reason, the ghost of Sega came back to haunt Nintendo and doing better. So it is like a forever ongoing battle. But I would say they come to open a lot of can of worms, a lot of Pandora box, a lot of debate, a lot of argument, a lot of hmm. We might have to dig deeper on this type of conversation because thanks to Eric, not EJ, you cannot even mention how many iconic game or standalone games for the Xbox beside Halo and Gears of War
And Forza.
and Forza for racing. The Fable series, okay, I'll give you that. The
Oh,
Fable
okay,
series, okay,
okay. There you go. Because
I give you
I think
that.
Fable, yeah, Fable is
But
exclusive.
PlayStation got too many great racing games that were whooping Forza.
Nah, I mean, okay. Look, if you're like a
So
steadfast of of Gran Turismo, then I can't blame you because yes, that is literally the one.
the Gran Turismo, what about Midnight Club?
Midnight Club was exclusive.
Hello, Midnight Club was exclusive to PlayStation.
Son of a bitch. Okay.
All the way to play PS3. Then they stopped there. And they come to the PS4, which I was mad. And who owned that game? Rockstar. Why did they drop it? We will never know.
Right, but if Rockstar has it, then why was it exclusive? Because even with GTA, Rockstar had GTA, and that was on both consoles.
Here's the problem with Rockstar with that Midnight Club. What was the bumping thing about that game that made it so popular more than?
Sorry, David, you're wrong. Midnight Club was not for only just PlayStation. As far as what I'm reading right here, it was not only for PlayStation. Hold on, wait a minute. Yep, it was not only for PlayStation. No, it was not, sir. It was for both stations, both
think
PlayStation and
originally-
Xbox. Look it up.
I think original was only PlayStation. They brought in Xbox later.
Yeah, the first one, the
Later on.
2000 was for the PlayStation and it was for the Game Boy. The Midnight Club 2, That was with PlayStation, Xbox, and Windows, and then everything else
What, what,
going
what,
down.
what about the last Midnight Club? What about the last
The
one?
last one was Midnight Club Los Angeles Complete Edition. That was PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Before that, that was Midnight Club LA Remix. That
Okay,
was for the PSP.
okay, I'll give you that. But at that time, it was a really solid game for the plate. Oh, yeah, I remember now. Xbox was bugging Rockstar saying, why you give PlayStation exclusive to that side? I remember now. There was the time there was a breach of contract going on.
All right, let's get Wally's final thoughts.
Look, I know I've came late to this unique conversation of comical ass whooping that Sonic would have more likely gave Mario anyways. But when we're trying to be very distinct as far as the overall of everything they have and own, and that I came up here and add, look, I still stand on this. Like I'm sorry, Mario fans out there, I didn't have enough TV shows. I don't know what the freak. I don't know whoever owning it did, were they thinking, but y'all didn't have enough TV shows. They should have kept that going because Sonic kept it going, and they even advanced the character where they got older. So yeah, y'all lost in that department. Gaming, like I said, I'll be fair. I'll give it a Mario for the simplicity of just you just got to give him one. Because I do still feel there's some visionaries of things that you can give Sonic, but I think because of the diversity that Mario and all the other characters had in the storyline, you have to give some nice ones. You got to get some nice ones over to Mario. You just got to, because let's be honest, I ain't gonna lie. If you was playing Mario Kart, Sonic, I don't think So Sorry ever had a Mario Kart or a Sonic Kart ever. So yeah, you got to give it to him. Now, as far as
There's
the
Sonic
last
Racing
and
though.
final, huh?
There's Sonic Racing for PlayStation.
But was it in Nintendo?
No, it's on the PlayStation. Sorry, Sonic Racing.
So yeah. They don't win that conversation. They don't win that conversation. So like I said, I'll give that to Mario for the gaming side, and then for the final rub, the final like in course as far as movies. I mean, look, Mario, you got one. You got to keep going though. You got to keep going because you ain't selling nothing else. But other than that, if you're talking about a straight up battle, like let's be real here. Mario, you're getting your ass whipped. I'm sorry, bro. You're getting clean, white, slap, beat around the table. Mario's gonna beat you so bad you don't even want to know what it means to go to the fifth dimension. Because it's just one punch in its ultimate form. Bink! And you just broken through multiple different universes and dimensions and everything else. You're just gonna get hurt. You're gonna get hurt. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's my final words. Sonic for dub.
All right, let's get a schedule update. I'm gonna add a PlayStation versus Xbox after we get these rounds done, because I think this fight is not over yet. I'm going to invite CQ and King to this episode because both of the suckers are PlayStation guys. So yeah,
If that's the case, we need to drag EJ on the panel. I mean Eric on the panel on this.
I'm gonna be like,
He had the camera for this argument because the Xbox versus PlayStation argument is not a nice one compared to Nintendo versus Sega.
Look, I'm gonna just keep it $100. Look, we already know who won. Okay, look, PlayStation, y'all won. Just keep it going. All right, just keep it going.
All right, guys. Tomorrow night on the gray area, we are having the actual King Smith back on. He hasn't been on for a while, so we're looking forward to talking about his career in the Air Force. He's one of my really good friends, one of my best friends, and he's a great guy. Please tune in and hear his story. Now on Wednesday, we talking about the Pokemonsters. Pokemon versus Decent in the Class of the Titans.
The battle of the pocket monsters, sir. see, he's trying to be the superstar here with the name. No, it was supposed to be Pokemonsters. The battle of the pocket monsters, sir.
You've reached your limit on
see this. He just don't want to
Shut
appreciate
the
genius.
fuck up.
No, I will not be silenced.
You can say your piece on Wednesday when you and David are going at it. Seriously, Wally and David are gonna be at it once again, mano a mano. You know, Jigaloo versus Little. Like they're going to go.
This is what you call criminal people. Criminal.
So on Next, on Thursday, we will be talking about are there still good men out there? Oh yeah, we're gonna have that conversation
Hey,
because
I say it like this: for all the women that are about to say no, are there still good women out there? If you say yes, then yes, there's still good men out there. Because as much as they are for you,
yeah.
there's enough out there for men. There's enough for men.
Well, Ollie, why don't you join us on Thursday for once?
Here's the thing: I don't care.
And since you're the
All right.
ultimate gigolo,
And next
if
Saturday,
you're dating Peter,
next Saturday,
come for Africans.
yeah, okay. As
Well,
I was saying, next Saturday we're talking about Cowabunga Shadows, the Ninja Turtle legend. I think Rob might jump into them because he's a big Ninja Turtle fan. Hopefully
yes.
free.
The Ninja Turtle legend that has so much damn different stories and so much damn different potholes. You just ask yourself, where does it end?
Yeah, that's gonna be a rough one. I already see it.
Apparently,
Anyway, David, anything else?
I'm looking forward to that conversation on Wednesday because we talked about it weeks ahead, and we know this is not going to be this another 90 era dirty battle, just like the Mario versus Sonic battle. Because
it's not that much
Yeah.
of a bad.
the 90, there was a lot of shade going on. And you went in high school, middle school, elementary school, and you watched the TV commercial and you see how they were pitting two iconic figures. There's a lot of money being made at that time. So the Pokemon
But one thing I
versus
will say,
Digimon,
Pokemon is one of the few series that I know of that made so much money to this day, and the main character never grew up to recently.
that never make no sense. Are you telling me you're 15 forever?
That's what they did, didn't they? But Wally, anything else?
Yes. Stay tuned to the Battle of the Pocket Monsters, because we're going to be talking on that for sure. Look, the warfare that most people say was a warfare was not that much of a warfare, let's be honest here, because we all know how this all went down. Look, everyone had their pick'ems and choose'ems of how this all goes. One had the story, the other one had the fun little creations and the mascot, and then after that, you have your ball where you pick them. You have your balls where you pick them. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, yeah. But with that said, hey man, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned, because we're gonna get down and dirty. And yeah.
All right, guys. Like as always, this was the Spartan HQ Network. Thank you for tuning in. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe. As always, stay fresh, stay fresh, stay safe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Yeah.
That was a rough one.